welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I am participating in the Oops, I Did It Again challenge, and I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But first of all, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so happy that you stopped by today. If you are returning, thank you all so very much. I love and appreciate every one of you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here is DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I made this several years ago, and I have the colors just don't really fit my house decor anymore, and I just really wanted to recreate this, updating it, especially now that I have a Cricut. But this shows, though, if you don't have a Cricut, you can create stuff like this, because I did this before I ever had a Cricut. So I'm starting off by taking off all of these little, they're those key ring tags, I guess you could call them. And I just basically painted, I think I spray painted the outside of those different colors. And then I used a paint pen to write in people's names and the date they were born. So once I had those all off, I took my scraper here, and these letters were like kind of like cardboard. They weren't wood. So, and they came off pretty easy. I had just used hot glue on them. So, although the C was giving me a little bit of a problem. But anyways, I think I got that wood piece from a craft store back in Oregon called Craft Warehouse. I believe that's where I had gotten that. And so really you could use any kind of piece of wood if you want to recreate this. And then I had used some staples to staple down that jute rope. And so here I am just removing it. And then I take it outside and give it a good sanding. And then I don't know why I do this, guys. Every time I pour the paint out, I regret it because I poured too much. But anyways, I made it work. So I just painted the whole thing front and back with my white chalk paint by Waverly. And I did take a small paintbrush and go in between all those hooks. I probably could have unscrewed the hooks, but I was afraid of painting over the holes. So I just real carefully used a small paintbrush to do it. After it was dry, I took my elephant chalk paint by Waverly, and I am just doing a distressing all around the edge. And then I do some dry brushing along the middle there. After that, I had created this off my Cricut. It says Family Celebrations. Now, I should have done celebrations in a different color, because after I put this on, I realized it's kind of hard to read some of the celebration because it's got the white background. So I may go back later and recreate celebrations and place it over that in a different color. But here I'm just adding it to my sign, as simple as this. And like I said before, you guys could use, if you want to recreate this, you could use wood letters. You could use the MDF paper cardboard letters like I used. And then last time I did this, I just used stickers. I found stickers from Hobby Lobby, I think it was. But here I just used some vinyl from my Cricut to put in the months, and I am just making sure they kind of go right in the middle of where each of those hooks are. After that, I bought these. I think I bought these off of, oh shoot, what's that company called? It will come to me. But I bought these little wood pieces. They came with hearts and circles. I'm putting people's anniversaries on the hearts and then birthdays on the circles. And I thought about trying to use my Cricut to put in everyone's names, but I knew it would be a booger trying to weed really small letters like that. So I decided to just use an extra fine Sharpie, and I went through and wrote everyone's names, the date they were born, and then for most of them that I knew the year they were born, I wrote that on the back to help me remember how old they're gonna be. And then I don't think I showed this, but I did just put a D hook in the back instead of that rope. And there it is. You'll have to let me know what you think of it. I love it. I think it's so much better than that gray and red and black. It just, it looks a little more elegant this way. Okay, so today's collaboration is called Oops, I Did It Again, and it is hosted by my good friend Amanda at 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and co-hosted by my other good friend Chantel with Crafty Hints, as well as myself, and it's all about recreating past DIYs and making them better. So make sure you check out these wonderful ladies. If you haven't subscribed to them, subscribe to them, and then check out the playlist. I will have links to all of them and the playlist in my description box below. So let's get on to DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I took this wreath that I made, and I love those this wreath, but I felt like it just needed something more. And I love the I don't know if you want to call it stitching, but the way we use the crafters yarn. I can't think today. Anyways, but I just felt like it was too plain and needed something else. So I decided I'm going to dress this up, and I will have links in my description box to the video that shows me making this so that you can see it, as well as for Valentine's Day, I did a wreath, and I was going to do the same thing for this that I did for my heart wreath, but I cut my ribbons too short. So I kind of did something different. So here I went through and I cut all of them 6 inches, but for some reason I did not measure right with the green, and they came out more like 5 inches. And when I tried to fold them and do them like the heart wreath, they just didn't look right. So I decided to do something different. So once I had them all cut, and I end up using like 15, I think, of the green and about 35 of the burlap. I just dovetailed the ends. And then I cut some of that floral wire there, and I am just scrunching the green ones up. They kind of look like a butterfly. Taking some of that floral wire, twisting it around to tighten it. And then I'm going to take the burlap one, and I am just scrunching the bottom part, and I'm adding that to the back of those little butterfly bow tie green ribbons. And then I go through and I do all of these. And I end up having, like I said, I think it was 15 like this, and then I just take some of the extra of the burlap, and I think I don't remember how many, you guys. I'll have to count. I'll have to count. But it was I think I did like another 15 more of just the plain burlap ones to fill in any gaps when I add these to my wreath. So once I am done with this, I am going to start adding them onto my wreath. So basically I just took the little tail from the burlap ribbon, and I am just going to hot glue it to the back. And I was just trying to make sure some of these I did not overlap very well, but I did try to make the green ribbons overlap a little bit to kind of help with the gap. But after I had this done, I thought, oh, this still kind of looks kind of funny because there's too much of a gap. So that's why I did the extra burlap ones, and I went in between. So here I'm just taking the burlap, and I'm just going to hot glue them. I just scrunched the bottom and then hot glue them in between each one of those to just kind of fill it up a little bit more. Now, if you want to recreate this, it might look better if those tails or the burlap ones are maybe a little shorter. I like the way this came out, but I'm kind of thinking it might have looked a little bit better if these were a little shorter. So who knows? I might have to do, oops, I did it again. So once I have all of these hot glued, I took some more of that green ribbon. Now this green ribbon I got at Walmart at Christmas time. After Christmas, they had it, 80% off or whatever. And I thought it was beautiful, and it could be any time of year. So I bought this, and it had another burlap one that came with it too. That was a little smaller. That was really pretty. And then this burlap ribbon, I think I got at Michael's. I'm not sure when, last time, maybe last year after Christmas. I don't remember. But here I'm just making my Brenda bow, which is the awareness ribbon, scrunching up in the middle. And then I'm just putting them together and dovetailing the ends. And then I'm going to hot glue that right onto the bottom part of that wreath. And then after that, I really wanted some color on this. So I went ahead and took the flowers that I took off. These flowers, I believe I got at Walmart last year. I think they are just beautiful. Walmart sometimes has the really beautiful flowers, you guys. If you are not looking at Walmart, check them out for flowers, because when they have flowers, they have some really pretty ones. So I'm just going in and I'm just kind of weaving the tails of that flower into the crafters. What do they call it? Crafters, not crafter yarn, maybe crafter string. I don't remember, but this is what they use for macrame is basically what it is. But I'm just putting the stems in through that and wrapping it around to keep them on to the wreath. Then I took these little teeny beads. I got these for Christmas. My husband got me for my stocking a bag of beads, and these came with them. So I'm just I love this method. I'm just putting them on some tape. It holds them down. I paint them all and then turn them over and paint the bottom. Of course, turn them over once they're dry. Then I paint the bottom, and I just love using this method because it keeps them still and it's really quick, and I don't get as messy as the other ways. Then after they were dry, I just went through and I hot glued them right in the middle of all of those little bows. I just felt like it still needed a pop of color, and so I added them like that. Now, if you want to recreate this, you could always do it like I did the Valentine's heart bow, and check that out if you haven't seen that. It turned out beautiful. But this is what I came up with, so you'll have to let me know what you think about it. I think it's really different and pretty, and yeah, you have to let me know what you think as well. So if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to my social media accounts in my description box in my link tree. And here's DIY number 3. So my very first video last year, I used this basket, and I used a black and white, I think it was a tablecloth from Dollar Tree. So I thought, I want to do something different with it. So I decided to do this one. I will have a link to that video in my description box as well. Just be aware that it was my very first video, so it's a little rough. So I'm just starting off by taking off this tinsel. Now, I had a hard time finding on this white one where the end of it was. It was tucked under somewhere. So I end up just cutting it here in a second, and then it came off. Then I could find the end. But once I got this all unwrapped and I took those eggs off, they are just connected with some little pegs. Then I just took some jute rope and I started weaving in and under, up and down, in and out through each one of those little posts. And once I got to where I started, and yes, I didn't break it. These do come apart. They snap back in, but the bottom snapped really well. The top I couldn't get to snap in, so I do end up cutting off the little peg and just hot gluing it together. But once I got to the place where I started with the rope, I realized that if I continued to go, then I would just be doing the same pattern. So basically there would be some of those gray strips, as you might say, that would not have any rope covering it. So I was like, okay, I need to do another going the opposite direction. I need to do the other end going the opposite direction. So that way they would, all of the posts there would be covered. So here I was just kind of making my rope a little bit longer on the end so that I could cut off the other end. And then once I got, this is where I realized, okay, it's going to work. So once I got my rope back to the other end, then I started with the other end of the rope and went the opposite direction. So that way you're covering each post. And I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, and you want to recreate this, I would just say to just make sure that you are covering each post with some rope. So I just do this. I don't know, you guys, it felt like forever to do this. So if you're going to recreate this, I would say put on a movie, put on some music you enjoy, whatever, and just sit back and relax while you do it. So once I got to the end, I just took some of this rope and I am just hot gluing it to the top there and just going all the way around. I think I actually, for the top part, did it twice just to make sure that it was really covered. And after that, I took the other piece there of rope and I just started going all around the handle. And then I will just hot glue that onto the other end. And yeah, I think that piece that was extra, I went around the top a little again. Then I took this lace. I got this from Amazon, this burlap and lace ribbon, and I am just going to put it around the middle, partly because there is a middle post that goes around that basket that I couldn't get quite covered with the rope. So I figured, okay, I'll just cover it with some ribbon. And I love this ribbon. I think it's really cute. It is in my Amazon store if you are interested. So I just hot glue that all around, and then I take some more jute rope and I am just going to hot glue all around the bottom. And then I'm just going to take some beautiful flowers that came from Walmart. They're the same ones from the wreath, and add that to the basket. If you're new here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so glad you stopped by today. If you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I would invite you to hit that red subscribe button, become part of our family, and then let me know you're here. I'd love to get to know you. Also, if you guys like today's video, make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment. That really helps my channel grow, because then YouTube notices a little bit more and will promote it more to others so they can see it as well. So this is some fall grass. I'm just adding that to it. And the other is like some hop plant. I can't remember what's hop flowers, something like that. So after I got all the flowers in there, I just made a little bow with the jute rope, and I'm just going to put that in the front, and that's all there was for this one. It is so cute. I love it, and yeah, I love the way this came out. So you have to let me know what you think about this one as well. And so guys, I am so happy that you guys joined us today. Make sure you are checking out the rest of the playlist, as well as Amanda and Chantel's video, to see all the creations that they have done in the past that they have spoofed up or made a little bit better. You have to let me know what you think about these. And with all that being said, I hope to have another video tomorrow. It's been kind of crazy for me, and I'm just hoping I can get it out in time. If not, I will be back on Tuesday for sure. So with all that being said, you guys have a blessed week, have a blessed weekend, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.